Welcome, Lounge Lizards, to another episode of Legions Lounge, episode 23. We got another great show for you tonight. Great guest and a great guest host as well. We are your regular hosts. My name is Trevor, 16_shooter on Instagram, and my co-host, toy photographer extraordinaire over here. Stop hitting my mic. Nate Strong at Corona4 on the Instagram. How are you, sir? What's happening?
I'm well. Yeah. How are you doing?
Hey, amazing Hera Serpentspire portrait pics.
Oh,
man.
well, thank you.
Really love those.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
You got
something
it.
Something different, but yeah.
I like it. Yeah, it's kind of inspired me. I kind of want to do some close-ups now of some of the figures, just like getting a little tighter. And you don't really think about that sometimes with 1/12. You know what I mean? I've done it in the past, but like, there's some great paint apps on these figures.
That's the thing. Really these figures, they beg for it because they're just so beautiful. So
having done this last round of the All-Stars wave and like getting in a little tighter on some of them, it's like, yeah, I gotta do more of that stuff. But they were really just like tight portrait shots. Really cool. So go check those out.
Cool. Thank you.
Our friend Bill Drewnowski, you'll notice, is not here tonight. The lead dork on Dork Lair is taking some time off this month from the tubes. I think even on his show might be a little sporadic. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when he's going to be on. If he's going to be on, he is a teacher and he is prepping for the school year like a smart adult.
Yeah, seems like it just ended.
Using his time wisely instead of sitting on the internet talking about toys. So we'll miss Bill, but
indeed,
sitting in on the dork chair tonight, we have a special guest host. He is the proprietor and artist behind Detour Customs, whose work you've seen on Legion Shop and on the Cabal, on My Customs. He is a new dad and is probably only now just getting any sleep, I suspect. So welcome our guest host, Stefan Delatour. Oh, yes. Damn, and he's armed. He's armed and dangerous.
It's on the packing list. I had to bring it out.
Damn.
That's how he cuts open those boxes of Huggies.
Every single
really. How are you, my friend?
Good. Thanks for having me. It's been quite some time. I couldn't hold in my excitement to come back onto the show.
It has been. So Steph was a guest of ours on Mythic Mondays back when we started this thing on IG. I think you were on with Emil, or maybe you were on a couple times. I think it feels like you were on
I came on solo after one of the shows, and we had Mr. Wickman on. Good time.
You guys were talking about creating in what am I Z-Tool, not Z-Tools, what's it called? ZBrush. So we want to, now that we're on YouTube, we're going to start all that crap all over again. So we're going to get you back on as a guest and talk about that stuff. And I know that there's some things you're working on. So in the future, down the line, we got some stuff that we'll get together and talk about, some really cool stuff that I will say no more about because I'm not allowed. But we will have you back on as a regular guest. But I really appreciate you jumping in and to the guest host chair. It's going to be a fun show. We got a great guest to talk to. But let's talk about you for a minute. And let's look at this
little man.
Reese Malcolm Delatour.
Boy, that's my boy.
Yeah, cutie. How's he doing? He's doing good. Melissa's doing good.
He's doing great, man. Melissa's doing awesome. You know, they're hanging out right now. But this guy is. I traded all of my Mythic Legions for this kid.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Of course.
There's a couple. He's a great kid.
No swappable parts on this one, though.
Yeah, no, right? You try to pull his arms, they don't come off.
You got any like Fury Clan onesies he's wearing or anything fun?
Oh. And it was crazy. I was trying to see if I could get a Cabal shirt made for him. I made him a Detour onesie, but he outgrew it, so I gotta make. We
gotta get retro rags and making some baby clothes, man.
Yeah, you know. Well,
there you go, Joe. Joe knows the score. It's your best custom work so far.
Yes.
Right, there you go.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, Yep, Dave's got some swords from Detour. A lot of people have
Dave
work,
shout out to you, man. Dave has been one of my day one supporters, man. I look at my my shop history. Dave's on this frequently. So.
Dave's awesome.
Yeah.
Great dude. Yeah, he looks great. So
Lady Tank in the building. What's up, Mel?
So cute. Very good. Congratulations. That is awesome. I'm glad you're sleeping now and you're kind of back into the game and making some stuff, right? You said you're kind of back into creating. Can we
it's been probably almost a year since I've dropped anything significant. I had to put everything on pause. I can't be around the chemicals with the baby, but now
Yeah, that's right.
He's in a better space now, so I'm back in the lab. I'm cooking. Kurt, what's up, bro?
Nice.
Cooking.
Expect some heavy machine
working on this. This looks pretty cool. This is different for you.
Yeah, it's even though I was kind of on the hiatus, the brainstorming never stopped, and I'm trying to polish my skills up and try to offer something a bit more eccentric, a bit different, So this to me is like a dragoon type of head sculpt.
Mm-hmm.
Some
wild, man.
Swooping down on a dragon and kind of just wreaking havoc on you. So
that's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is something. I'm actually making a female anime version.
Cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Making I'm sorry, what?
A female and a male version.
Oh, nice. Cool. Very cool.
So, Steph, you said when you weren't like in the lab necessarily, whipping up some potions and stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you at least keep a sketchbook going, or like I'm sure you had some ideas still there? But...
between jotting down notes on my phone and actually have a sketchbook, and I would kind of just draw some abstract shapes of weapons that I might try to make, and it kind of culminates into the final product eventually. I'm freestyling. Like this helmet right here was actually a pure freestyle. There was no prior sketches to this.
Wow.
I just went to town and just kind of tapped into whatever elements I thought would have worked.
That's nuts. So you're selling this right now out of Detour Customs, correct?
Yeah, I'm actually. It's in a printing process right now. So probably within the next couple of weeks, you see it on the store. Ogre scale and regular scale available.
Ooh, right on.
Armor and everything. So
there we are. Detour Customs, detourcustoms.com. Go to the shop, check it out. It's amazing. I mean, I love that you're doing heads now because your weapons are insane.
Thanks, man.
This thing I love that thing. It's fantastic. I mean, that's the thing. That's different too. Like you're offering a lot of 10 and 12-inch scale weapons and accessories. I don't see a lot of people doing that, which I really like. I really like the giant swords.
Need love too, you know what I'm saying?
They do. That they do. That they do. All right, and Steph has graciously offered to put something up for a giveaway tonight. So we got a couple giveaways tonight. So that's great. We'll get to that a little later. And these giveaways tonight are thanks to our guests. I really appreciate that. But we got lots more. Your super chats have allowed us to do probably a giveaway almost every show at this point. Along the lines of a t-shirt or a figure or a custom piece or something like that. So it's great. Appreciate the super chats, super stickers. I think you can even send thanks now post show or something like that. All good, all cool stuff. Not required, but we appreciate it always.
Greatly appreciated for sure.
And thanks to everybody last week. I know Bill's been going over like everybody who sent super chats last week. I'm going to start to do that too. I really want to just thank everybody. I would thank them in the process of doing it that week, but it's really very much appreciated. Cool, so
big
very
time.
Cool. So a couple quick news items, and I don't want to waste a lot of time. I want to bring our guest on. But the All-Stars pre-order is up and running. It's on. It's out there. If I could find it, I would bring it up. I don't know what the hell.
Goes through
there we go.
September 4th. Okay. So it just started last Friday and goes through September 4th.
Right. You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
$385, for the whole shebang.
It's a steal.
Which is insane. $30 for that. So if you guys watched our last show was the reveal for the head pack. And behind the scenes, I was asking Eric Treadaway, like, what if he knew the price? Nobody seemed to know the price. Chris didn't know. Jeremy didn't know. And Eric threw out, like, I think it's going to be around 30, 35, somewhere in there, 28, 30, $35 or something like that. And I was like, wow. I'm like, can I tell people that? And then CB, Cornboy, was actually in the chat saying, no, don't say anything. And I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't want to throw out 35. And that, well, I mean, that would have been good actually. But if I'd said 28 and it was 30, everybody would be up in arms.
Yeah.
But $30, man.
I mean, I think we were in the 50, 60 range.
People were throwing out $60, $70. It's
the price
nuts,
was right. It was nuts.
$30 next. The tongue, Curtis. Oh, Curtis, man. Curtis is like our number one, man. I think we got to keep a running toll of what people are giving us. Dan Who does that. I don't know how he's using Stream Labs or something though. I don't know. Check out the live sculpting session with Emil. Yes, there you go. A little promotion, self-promotion. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Sure.
We'll allow it. No, I was actually going to bring this up, but yes, Saturday 8/13 on the Wolf Den on Facebook. Emma will be doing sculpting session, which is really cool. We were just talking about that, like. Now, when we were on IG, we couldn't do stuff like that, but we could actually have you guys on and you know, if you were comfortable with it, do a little bit of live some sculpting or walk us through a piece or something like that. Would be pretty cool. So yeah, really cool. So yeah, All Stars 5 is up. You've got until September what, Nate?
4th.
September 4th.
Yep.
With no extensions.
Right.
Amazing, man.
Yeah, it's just...
all the toy shows that are catching up with this stuff. Like everybody wasn't reporting on each individual figure as it came out, but when they put it up for pre-order, that's when everybody was like, "Oh, Mythic Legions has some stuff coming out." And you know, I was on the chats and I'm like, you know, explaining to them what the prices were. You know, $37 a figure. Everybody's like, "This is insane, man." I don't know how they can do like that horse, because everybody wants that horse, regardless of whether you collect Mythic Legions or not.
Yeah.
That horse is going to be great for so many things.
Tons.
Yeah, so very cool. So that's going on. I'm sure everybody here knows that already and is probably either ordered or is getting ready to order something from here. Have you guys put in your orders yet or no?
Not yet.
I have everything in the cart and I just stare at everything.
I do the same thing. Like I'm not done yet. I don't think I'm done yet.
No.
It'd be like
I'm not rushing this. Although I've been thinking about it for weeks. It's
right.
Yeah.
I am looking for. Did I not open this up? Okay, hang on a second. Let me just get this.
Fighting Codenames has 3 orders in already. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be me soon. Also, it's gonna be me.
3 orders.
3.
Who's got 3?
Fighting Codenames.
Oh, yep.
Nah,
good for you, man.
I wanted to show this off. Wolf King. I just ordered some stuff from here today.
I did too. Yeah.
On the
they've got the Raven head now for the birds. I wonder if this vial comes with.
That's so cool.
Oh, that's got to be like an Easter egg in every shot now. Somewhere.
Exactly. I'm just gonna put the vial in everything. Yeah.
Right.
But the Raven add-on head, which is really, really cool. Which cool. I neglected to remember that they were putting up for sale later in the day, and I put my order in like this morning. So now I got to go back and order it again. I missed out on the adventure belt too. This looks totally awesome.
That's really cool. Yeah.
And the chest plates is what I wanted to really talk about too. Is that these are starting to come out from people. I think we're going to see more and more.
God, man, they did not waste a lick of time getting on those, man.
He was all over this.
These are awesome. It's going to add so much versatility to people's customs
and such a I think and Jeremy brought this up on his show. Like he's not a big fan of the full torsos that are resin just because of the I haven't had too many problems with modularity, like in popping arms in and stuff like that. But sometimes you need a little tack or something like that. The fit isn't quite as tight. It's not as easy as plastic because it's not pliable like plastic.
Right.
Exactly.
Whereas these things are going to be, you just pop it onto the front, paint the back. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Such a good modular piece.
Yeah, and I think this
Cabal
goes.
Logo. That's great.
That's the winner.
The sale is open through Wednesday. I think Len said
Yep.
it's going to shut down on Wednesday. So
Got some new Kitsune things too. So
yeah,
something for everybody. Like $4 for that Raven head, man. That's a great deal.
Did you
great
see
prices.
Len's new? I think his Cabal or his avatar photo is it's him. I think is what's his face, Dubon, but he's put a chicken.
Oh, I did see that.
The chicken, the chicken head on the.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it for news. I don't think there's anything really going on. I just did want to do a quick shout out to our friend, a regular viewer and Cabal member, Greg Savage Collectibles. I'm going to pronounce his last name incorrectly, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to attempt it anyway.
Greg the Brute Scale.
There he is. There's Greg the Brute Scale. He had a tough week. Week. Flood in the basement, which is like, everybody's nightmare to begin with. But he had a bunch of stuff there. I didn't ask him about it because I didn't want to throw whatever. I just didn't want to add anything to it. But I don't know if it was like carded stuff that he was keeping or if it was just boxes for products and stuff. I think it was a mix of things because he said he was like wiping down some figures and unboxing some stuff. So to keep it, which sucks. But I mean, it is just stuff. Nobody got hurt, which is good.
Yeah,
but shout out to him.
Yeah,
hopefully, a lot of people came out to help him and stuff too, clean up the stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
So carry on, Greg.
Right on. Yep, hang tough for sure.
Yeah, it's just stuff.
That's a Greg, man. Greg from Jersey, everybody. Greg
from Jersey. All right. Enough of this crap. Let's get on with this. With our guest. Our guest tonight, you know him. Everybody here knows him. Celebrated painter of the glorious illustrations that grace the packaging of our beloved Mythic and soon-to-be Cosmic Legions, which I'm really looking forward to. His artwork, not just the figures. He's also recently done all of the promotion art. I believe everything he's done was for Masters of the Universe Revelation, which I love, actually. I'm not a MotU guy, but I'm digging that show.
Yeah.
I really like it. Yeah, it's been great, as well as the packaging for all those figures that have come out around that show. He's had something to do with I think with those. I think it has to do with the show. We'll clarify. I'm not up on my MotU, so I don't know, but I think it's all that. He's just super talented. His reputation as being the nicest people you'll meet is completely false. He's a big jerk. He behind the no, he's totally. It's all
talk
true.
About ego. Jeez,
it's all true. So welcome to the show, Nate Baertsch with a hat.
Hey,
a very cool hat too. I really like the hat, man.
That's couldn't find a black one. What the heck?
Yeah, I tried.
I like it.
So I tried to get a hat.
He's an artist.
I needed a black hat. I have a black hat that has the Noble Bear from
cool.
Our good friends at Retro Rags. That I've misplaced that hat. I was totally gonna wear that hat.
Bummer.
So instead,
this one works.
This one. This one works. I'm a classic old school guy. I do like Superman.
Good enough, man. Good enough. How you been?
I've been doing great. Thanks, guys.
Busy?
Plenty busy. Busy. So busy. In fact, I expect William the Smithsonian to come in here and probably slap me.
I was just going to say that. I'm expecting Chris to come in any minute and go, Nate, get to work. What are you doing?
You're going to see the old crook grab you by the neck. And
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So he's I've been busier on Horsemen work than I've ever been.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ever.
Well, I mean, it's nuts, man. The amount of stuff that they're coming out with and the rate at which they're coming out with is steady. I mean, I know from the photography side, obviously, that it's a monthly gig now, where it was, every 2 or 3 months before, like just like a bunch of stuff, and then it's fantastic. It's great. It's great as a collector. As long as you can, your wallet can take it. But as far as being behind the scenes, it's crazy. I don't know how Chris is keeping up with it. I don't know how you're keeping up with it. It's nuts.
It's crazy. He is absolutely an unsung hero with everything that all the irons in the fires that he's got going on.
Yeah, and he keeps it all on track, and he keeps it all like it all comes out great. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, there's no issues with these things when you get them. You know, it's like they look better than they did in prototype most of the time, and they get there, they keep you informed as to time. You know what I mean? And which is a big thing, like being like a mez collector as well, just not even knowing what the hell's going on with your products. You know what I mean? Like something I paid for 2 years ago. You know, it's like I'd really like to know where the hell that Batman is.
1989 Batman. That one? Is that what you're talking about?
Among other things, quite frankly. But
there's probably 3 Batmans behind by now.
Oh yeah, at least. So you are going to be at PowerCon in Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. That is correct.
Columbus, Ohio now. From California to Columbus, Ohio.
Yep.
This weekend, you're going to have some exclusive prints for sale there, correct? Yep. Nice. And Nate has also been gracious. What's that?
I was going to say most of it's He-Man centric, but there is one Mythic Legions one that will
talk about. It is PowerCon though too, so I mean, it's. Yeah. I mean, I know PowerCon has kind of evolved away from being, completely Masters of the Universe at this point and adjacent, with just the Legions always were, but to being more of a general con now, which I think is really cool. I think they're really going to expand a lot and get a lot more people there. Wish I could go. Really wish I could go.
I wish I could go.
I know. I've been thinking, like, can I drive 9 hours? Can I do this?
You could totally. I do it every year.
I could.
I just drive 10 hours every time.
Oof.
It is a drive, though.
It is a drive, yeah.
You got to get the Twinkies, whatever it is.
Yeah, Jeremy gets to do it with Jim, which I think I'm envious of. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
I just want to be in the car.
I know, in the back seat. Yeah, exactly.
Looking forward to the stories that come out of that trip.
Exactly. Yeah. But Nate has been gracious enough to also give us a giveaway tonight. So someone here is going to get one of those prints tonight, and we will get that started very soon. We're gonna get into it a little bit with Nate. We're gonna do Steph's giveaway first, and then we're gonna do Nate's giveaway. So stick around. And stay tuned. We're going to do our hashtag giveaways pretty soon. So, questions for you, Nate.
Steph, beautiful work, by the way.
Thanks, Nate. And likewise, my friend.
Thank you.
So, I'm sure you've answered this a million times, and I know these are the questions, like, because I get them too when I'm on things. But like, when did you decide that you were going to be an artist? And was there a point where you specifically knew you were going to be an illustrator, painter, or did you go other routes prior to this? Design or?
Well, I've watched your interviews and I've watched you answer that.
Yeah.
And our stories are very similar.
Oh,
very, very similar.
Okay. Well, I've watched you answer this too, but for the for the audience, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's well, I've always drawn. I just always have. It goes back. I am a Masters of the Universe guy. I love He-Man and Masters of the Universe. And as I've told this story a few times in a few different places, so for some of you this might be repeat, and I apologize, but I'll be quick about it. The old He-Man figures came with mini comics.
Yes.
And I particularly was drawn to Alfredo Alcala's mini comics in particular. I even at a young age, I could just see that it's like that guy knows what he's doing. These other guys, they're just rushing through it. They still know what they're doing. They're great artists, but this guy had something special.
Yeah.
He created that world just beautifully. And that's, to this day, it still resonates strongly with me. And so I would just kind of copy pages. I remember drawing. Excuse me as I burp from drinking my drink here.
That's all right.
While you're doing that, I just had to put this up.
There it is.
Yep, we knew that was coming.
I remember wanting Castle Grayskull so bad and wanting Merman so bad. in particular. I didn't have them. I had, you know, He-Man and Skeletor and Beastman and Man-at-Arms, and I wanted Merman big time. And so what I did was, first of all, I'm just gonna hold my phone up there. See who's calling me there?
He's actually calling you.
Should I pick it up?
No.
Chris,
all right, maybe go ahead. You want to?
Should you not only not pick it up, you should block them.
Yeah,
really.
He just hung up.
Tell him to give us a super chat for $50, and we'll cut it short.
Then we'll bring him on.
Yeah. It's possible he has no idea I'm doing this right now. It wasn't put in the schedule. But
there you
this
go.
was pre-recorded.
He's fucking with you.
There it is. There he is. Love you too, kid.
Thanks, Chris. Oh, you meant that, Nate.
Getting all sorts of slaps ready.
Oh, right. No, yeah. No, Chris is probably talking about you, Nate Strong.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
But yeah, those mini comics were like, I remember seeing those. I didn't collect Masters of the Universe, but I remember seeing those and thinking those were really cool. And then the cartoon itself kind of threw me off the whole Masters of the Universe thing. And I was talking about this with Bill, I think, on the last show, that he bought the book, the compilation of all those things, and I have to get that. I'm like literally going to get that this week because I really want to reread those things.
That's a good one to get. That's a really
good. So aside from that, were you a comic book fan in general, or okay? So what other artists did you admire at the time, if you remember?
Well,
some
as
of them?
I was starting to get into comic books, it was in junior high, and I was again drawn to, it was Alcala's stuff, but unknowingly so. It was really John Buscema.
Yeah.
And it was the Savage Sword of Conan. My grocery store had the black and white reprints of a lot of that stuff, and I just dove right into those.
Yeah, those were great. Those were great.
My mom would give me Slurpee and Twix money in junior high to go as I'd go to school, and I would avoid getting that, and I would get these comic books instead.
That's awesome.
That's probably good. That's why you have teeth now, which is nice.
And you're not diabetic, I hope.
Yeah, I should be. With the amount of sugar that I eat, I should be. But, so yeah, I really love Buscema's work. Also, this as we crept into the late '80s and early '90s, that was the Jim Lee era. Rob Liefeld, I knew better. Rob he just has a unique style of his own, but I appreciated Jim Lee stuff. But also during all that time, it was those Conan comics that was introducing me also to like Boris Vallejo's work and Frazetta's work. And
Barry Windsor Smith did some great Conan stuff too. I love that.
Yes, he did. Barry Windsor. Ernie Chan. It was interesting. I like his stuff now more than I did when I was a kid.
There's some people like that. You remember Carmine Infantino, who became like the chief editor, I think, at Marvel, but he did like the Star Wars comic. He did a bunch of stuff, but I found him through the Star Wars, and he had a very angular style too. It was very designy, stylized, and I hated him so much. Like every time I got a new Star Wars comic and he had a run, I was like, I hate this guy. And now I love everything he's done, man.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how your taste changes like that. But
that is so true. That is so very true.
Very influential.
Nate, are there any more contemporary artists? Like, you're talking about a lot of people you sort of grew up admiring. Are there any more contemporary or new people you're starting to discover that you're digging or kind of influential in any kind of way?
100%. I am a huge fan of Gerald Perel. Gerald Perel, I think, is how most people in America probably see it, and I'm probably butchering it. I'm trying to say it all fancy because I speak French, but I love Gerald's work. I love his freshness, his anatomy, his structure, the way he renders stuff. It looks flawless, like it just pours out of him, and it probably does.
And where would we see his work?
Just look him up on Facebook or even Instagram. Parel, Parel. Gerald is Gerald.
I know this name. Like, what is his genre? It's fantasy work, right? Isn't it?
Fantasy stuff. He's done a lot of stuff for Masters of the Universe. both as a fan and some officially.
Okay. I think that's how I know him. Yeah.
Probably. He's doing a lot of Street Fighter type stuff right now. Like he'll go off on these really cool sweeps and tangents of things.
Yeah,
they're just beautiful, like reimaginings.
Nice.
Awesome.
I love that stuff.
He's amazing. In fact, I've got a Masters piece hanging in a frame right there, just off camera of his.
Cool.
Scott says actually opening up a new Attorney of Beastman as we speak, and his artwork is so good. Love the Beast Woman.
Oh, yeah, the Beast Woman. I need to find a good name for her. I kind of came up with a name, and I don't like it anymore, so I need to come up with another name.
Okay. You want to throw that out or no?
I don't know. You mean the name that I gave her?
Yeah.
I think it was Karna, like carnal, but kind of like beast.
Carnage. Okay.
Carnage, or it was like Karna. Okay. I don't like it. I'm not sticking with that.
Yeah. Milo Manera, I know.
The piece I did after the fact, just as a fan art piece and as a thank you for the response, I did a painting of her based off of Raquel Welch from 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Or 10,000 BC? No.
Yeah.
Million BC, whatever it is. Cave woman. Ray Harry.
100,000. Well, what the hell was it? Yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah,
you probably would have known right off the top of your head, but then
is any of that on here? Do you have any of that?
She's not on there yet. No, gosh, I haven't posted my DeviantArt in a while.
Yeah, I started an account a long time ago, and I don't think I posted anything to this. But this is I mean, because some of this stuff I've never seen from you, and I think this is some pretty awesome stuff.
Some of that goes way back. Yeah.
This is awesome.
That's actually one of my favorite pieces I've ever done. And anytime I post her, she gets a decent response, but almost nobody's into it. And I'm just like, really?
Wow, that's gorgeous.
It's one of my favorites.
I love this.
Yeah.
Did you do this right around the time of her death, or
shortly after her death? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was at the time I was kind of looking at a lot of classical painting stuff from, I'm gonna blank on the name.
Yeah.
Thayer.
Okay.
Where he paints a lot of angels and young girls in wispy roby things.
Yep.
And
I love this, man.
Yeah, I was looking at his stuff. I was also playing with some oil brushes for the first time, and I was trying to stay disciplined in just staying with that brush, like not my standby brushes.
All right, keep that in mind, because I want to talk to you about that a little bit.
Cool.
Too.
And until you zoomed in on that, Trevor, I didn't even notice the rebel symbol. Right away.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I mean,
thanks, man.
This is just. I mean, it's so.
That's a fun one.
That's the lighting.
It started out just being a sketch, a black and white sketch that I did really roughly and quickly. And then a friend of mine, a couple friends of mine, Israel Ramirez, who you guys know, is the Wiz.
Is the Wiz.
His friend Andrew Long, who runs Toy Fusion out in Sacramento. It's a toy store out there.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing a sci-fi expo con kind of a thing. And he was just like, hey, do you have any art that we could just do prints of for this show?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I just took the one sketch from black and white, slapped some color on it, kind of finished it out, made it a little more finished looking.
Just slap it on there.
And that's how
wow.
that would be.
It's very Cosmic Legions esque, right?
Yeah, and I even posted that in the Cosmic Cabal of just saying this isn't necessarily Cosmic Legion art.
That's where I saw it. That's where I saw it.
Not Cosmic Legion art either.
And I love this stuff. Like, this is just like a departure, man. I mean, it is and it isn't, but like, I love this. This is
stunning work.
Amazing. Yeah.
So that piece came about. There was a little span there between like 2018 and maybe 2017 was when I first started doing it. Every November I would do what's called Norsember. Like, I love Viking stuff. I love Norse mythology.
Cool.
I always have. I always will. That'll always be a big part of what's inside, like deep inside. Like, if you open up all the chambers within me, Norse mythology runs deep.
That's why your favorite figure is Freya.
So not to go on too much of a tangent, but I assume then, did you see the Northmen? And what'd you think of it?
Oh, no, not the movie that just came out. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
No, I still need to see that one.
I'd be anxious to hear what you think.
So this is Norse. This is a Norse.
That's
goddess woman.
That's a take on Frigg.
Right. Okay. Oh, yes. All right. Yep.
I mean, not that you would know by looking at her, because who knows what Frigg looks like, but
of course, yeah.
But no, I had to think for a minute. I was just, it's like, this is Odin's wife, and so I incorporated some raven feathers and whatnot to kind of somewhat tie to him.
Really cool.
Really, I'm just painting up a nice looking Norse woman.
Wow. Love it. And okay, no, I've joined DeviantArt. Thank you. Just not on here. This is interesting too, man. I really like this. This is pretty cool.
That's based off a concept that I love. It's actually Kitsu. Is it Kitsu? No. Kintsugi? I think I say in the description of the piece of art. Okay. But there's a Japanese pottery where they build a perfect pot and then they shatter it, right? And then they fuse it together with gold and resin. And it's the whole concept is it's more beautiful as it's shattered and together. And in many ways, for me, it was just a little bit of an exploration on the fact that all of us are a little bit shattered somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's really, as we've put ourselves back together, that's where our beauty lies.
Cool. That was sort of supposedly the concept behind Kylo Ren's helmet too, wasn't it?
I think so.
Pieced it back together, but instead of the gold, it had the red, the red, like the lava, or, however else you want to, Sith red.
The Sith monkey used, whatever that stuff was.
Right. Yeah. That's so cool, Nate.
Yeah.
And I got to
I said that Hera was some of the inspiration behind my recent portraits too. That his Hera painting up there. Art.
I want to find
which will be available at PowerCon.
Hey. Pull that up right there.
Oh, really? This one here?
Yeah, I have some prints left over. I actually did a run of prints. It's just of her, so it's not that whole piece. It's just Hera. And I've got some old stock of old prints that I just need to hopefully get rid of.
I need that.
Yeah, there you go. Nate's got a copy of it.
Nate, I'll fight you for it.
I have quite a few copies of that one. I don't anticipate it selling out. And anything that I have left over of her will likely show up in the Legion shop.
Nice.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah,
that's been stuff up on the Legion shop. That's right.
Yeah, that's been a great new place to get your work.
Yep.
Wow. So this was some of the first stuff that you did.
Ooh, yes.
Wow.
That's actually the second piece that I did.
Right,
a lot of people think it's the first because he was the first figure. He was the first Fan X figure that the Horsemen did. But actually, I did him second in retrospect, thinking, well, my concept, Ramathor was the first one, the big elephant guy.
Yep.
Gorgeous, gorgeous figure. Still to this day, it's beautiful. You want to make sure he's on a stand. Do not let him stand by himself.
Okay.
So I had done Ramathor, and then the whole idea behind that series was that it was as if you were standing in the middle of the battlefield.
Yep.
So you would see the main character and it would wrap around and you'd see silhouettes of the variants. And the idea was that you could actually tie them all together. Kind of a thing. It never really played out very well and we only got 3 characters in, but
so this was packaging art.
That was packaging art.
Okay.
Well,
that's a great concept though. I love that.
This piece became more promo art because again, Zethius had already been released. But for the Ramathor and for Queen Alexandra, they were it was packaging art for those. And that Ramathor piece was my very first 4 Horsemen job officially.
Right.
I love that background. I mean,
that's what I was going to
I may have to commission you to do some backgrounds for me for my photography. Nate, we'll talk after.
Awesome.
Yeah. You're blending, and then I was trying to find the new. Do I have? You know what? Maybe I have it on.
It's crazy to me that Zethius piece is like 15 years old, 15 or 16 years old by now. Yeah.
I don't think it's on here.
Like children have grown up and started driving in the time that's been there.
It's so cool to see the variety. I mean, of the work you've done over the years. It's amazing. I mean, how would you say your art has evolved over the years, Nate?
It's interesting as you're pulling up this older stuff.
You can see it.
Yeah, you can definitely see it.
There's a palatable difference in what goes on. I I definitely take longer. Chris will tell you that. I take longer. I'm not as fast as I used to be.
Well, if the Horsemen are paying you by the hour, I'd do the same thing.
I get well, I run a bid rate right now, but that's how it is. But really, I think I end up losing more money, but that's neither here nor there. I do it anyway because look at what I get to work with.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
It's I think there's, you know, as an artist, you're always second guessing yourself. You're always questioning, you know, am I doing this the right way, this and that, and I don't know if it's with age or what, but it's not that I don't care. It's that I maybe have a little more confidence than I used to have.
Right.
Sure.
And I've done so many paintings now. It's almost like handwriting.
Yeah.
On some level, but even still, like, even to this day, there are artists that you watch that are true pros and that they've just got their look and their style and they go for it, and you can see them just whip it out. You know, it's like Kim Jong Ingus, I think is his name. That guy he's the one that you'll often see that he starts with a blank piece of paper and he just starts noodling and drawing, and it's like this perfect rendering of it's not just like one character, it's like a person in a scene with all kinds of other crap happening around him, and it's just like and it just happens. I'm not that way. Like when I'm working, I have to rough things together and I try to make sense of the composition and whatnot first.
Okay.
And I struggle with that, and it's a fight back and forth. And then once I have that down, at that point, then I kind of start to just do my thing and let go and let it happen. But even then, at that point, there's still a lot of problem solving all along the way. Like I'm fighting the painting almost the entire time.
Well, I feel good about that because that's the way I feel about composition when I'm shooting something that involves composition, because your composition is always spot on. I mean, I love, and I want to bring up like just like the blending. It wasn't this particular image that I was looking at today. I think it was the two ogre figures, the ice troll and what we'll take a look at it later, but just the blending, like people don't understand, like to do a collage like this where you've got things, one thing blending into the next, and then to have it be cohesive and balanced. Like I don't think people notice the balance that you've got going on here with this color here and this guy here down here. Yeah. It's so hard to do this, man. It's so hard to do this.
Of light and dark and being able to blend that together.
Yeah, I mean this little circular area around the dragon, like you put the dragon in there and like, oh, that looks cool. And now like, all right, now I'm gonna start the smoke and like, oh, where's this gonna go? Okay. The demon's gonna go into the fire, but then what happens there? This, you know, it's just it's great, man. And this guy coming out of the shadow of the red, and then that resolving in the rocks and the shield, and that turning into a foreground that's darker because it's behind. It's just great, man.
It's like a word search, but in picture form. There's always
it's a puzzle, man. It's a puzzle. Composition is a puzzle, and I understand what you're talking about when you're saying you're struggling and fighting all the time with it. So when you're doing something like this, are you? I know you use hundreds of layers in photo. Are you primarily Photoshop? Are you like Wacom tablet or whatchamacallit, a Cintiq?
Yeah, my Cintiq's right here. My workhorse is right here, and it's I'm Photoshop almost 100%.
Photoshop, okay.
Yeah,
because I know there was that's got Photoshop's become the way to do that. But did you ever use Painter back in the day?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
in fact,
that was
the Zethius and Ramathor stuff. A lot of that was Painter.
Yeah, that was a really cool program, man. And I kind of had fun with that and really thought I was going to go down that road at one point in terms of digital illustration. But yeah, I mean, it's insane. So you've got hundreds of layers in a Photoshop file. And if you don't know Photoshop, like you could just have like, you can have like an individual piece. Like you might have that lightning strike on one layer, and then the cloud, one layer of the clouds in green behind it, and another layer of the clouds in blue behind that. And then, I mean, you could just have hundreds and hundreds of layers that you can play with the opacity. Do you do it that way? I mean, do you move stuff around in that way? Like if you wanted that dragon head to be up a little bit more, you're doing that, you're playing with or is it once you get going and you're locked in, are you pretty much like, all right, I'm painting, like it's just gonna go?
I'll explain this best this way.
Okay.
So when I was working at Imagine Learning, I worked most of the years that I worked there. I was working with two other artists, Jim and Marn, Jim Madsen and Marn Roos. They are awesome. They're amazing artists. But again, this is Imagine Learning, so a lot of the nature of that stuff was like kid show stuff or kid book, children's book, and that kind of a thing. Now Marn, her method was exactly what you're describing, hundreds of layers, and none of them are named.
Oh yeah, well, oh yeah, I know. Well,
I've even picked up files from
takes
Eric.
A lot of discipline.
Yeah, I've picked up files from Eric Treadaway. He used to handle a lot of the layout stuff for the inserts on the bubbles and the the packaging and whatnot. A lot of that has moved over to me now, so that he can focus. He just needs to worry about sculpting amazing things and building these worlds. So I've taken some of that insert stuff and I've taken his files. This is not a slam on Marn or Eric. It's just how they work. They just have tons of layers.
Yeah,
a layer for everything, and yeah. And then there was Jim Madsen. Jim Madsen came from a very traditional background. He was an acrylic painter, and he was just used to just doing everything traditionally. If something needed to be fixed, well, then you were scrubbing it out and painting it again, kind of guy. And then when he finally picked up Photoshop, he kind of kept that same attitude. And in many ways, if he needed to fix something, he did appreciate the speed that Photoshop gives you of just being able to lasso what you need to fix, copy and paste it, move it around, and then fill in the paint elsewhere. Instead of repainting the thing, you get to keep it. But
yeah,
so I'm kind of in between the two. So Jim is like minimalist. He has 1, 2, maybe 3 layers tops.
Wow,
that's it. Marn has hundreds of layers, and then you look at one of my files, and I'm gonna look at the Deluxe Legion Builder box, and I've got. It's not hundreds of layers, but it's probably dozens.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I try to section things out where I have my background elements all on like just a traditional painting. And then I'll have some building elements. I might bring it out, cut it out or put it on its own layer. Maybe not always. Usually if there's a big foreground piece like a tree or a rock or something like that I know that could move around, I'll keep that on its own layer.
Gotcha. And
then the characters, I try to keep most, if not all, the characters on their own layers.
Sure.
Just because there's also, the whole idea there is, well, for example, the Deluxe Legion Builder box, if you look at the half giant box compared to the card back, you see that I moved stuff around and kind of changed up some of the lighting and whatnot. And honestly, people aren't going to really be able to look at that until they have them in hand. I don't think there's anywhere online. I've posted the artwork, but I've just posted the box. I haven't posted like.
Yeah, let me bring that up. This is here.
While Trevor's looking for that. Nate, have you ever created a layer where you're working on a piece and compositionally for one reason or another, whatever piece is in there, whether it's a character or a foreground or some environmental kind of thing, it's just not working in that composition anymore? Can you save that? Do you ever save that and think, maybe I'll use that down the road someday? Or is you just kind of scrap it? Sometimes
I find if I do a lot of that stuff, that trips me up and it messes with my flow.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's true for every artist, but for me, like when I get into a piece and I'm working on it, I just want to get in and drive, I just want to just get it done, kind of a thing, which gets hard because my day gets broken up throughout various things and you get interrupted and that kind of a thing. But
the other thing I love about this stuff, and I there's got to be somewhere where the Deluxe Legion Builder stuff is up, or I don't know if you can share it, but you can bring it up too.
I have it here on my screen if we want to do a share screen.
Can you share?
Can I do that? Let's see.
Do you see a share button down at the bottom there?
I do. I'll hit share and
do it.
Hit share screen.
Chris is crapping his pants right now. Thinking you might accidentally share.
I might actually.
Oh, that's Cosmic Legions. No, don't show that.
No, I gotta hang on.
No, can you do it or no?
Well, hang on. We're gonna try this.
All right.
quit and reopen. No, heavens no. Maybe I can't share.
You actually can't. Are you on a Mac? You're on a Mac, of course.
I am on a Mac.
You can go to System Preferences, and you can actually just give it permission. You don't actually have to quit.
Okay, let me go to System Preferences.
So you can try that. I'm gonna give you a chance because I do want to see that, and I don't have it to pull up. So in the meantime, we're gonna do Steph's giveaway.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Right
you pull that up, and because I've got a million things I want to talk about with that.
Is this in privacy or sharing or what is where is
I believe it's in shit.
accessibility, security, and privacy?
I think it's security and privacy. And you have to give Chrome or whatever you're in, Safari, permission to share. And all you gotta do is check it, and I think it'll give it to you. I don't think you have to wait and come
Billy
back. So.
Beige in the chat. Will White, what's up, bro?
All right.
Yeah, we didn't say hi to everybody. We got a good crowd tonight.
Steph, you said you had some of your stuff
Yes.
to give away. What do we got here? What do we got? Let's
to,
get big in you.
In addition to the head sculpt that you showed earlier.
Yep.
Oh,
the head sculpt you're getting too?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Everybody in the giveaway every giveaway tonight is getting a head sculpt. That's
nice.
Awesome. But for this giveaway, I have some ogre scale.
Oh, those are
yes.
awesome. I love those.
Those are rad.
Eventually, when you guys get your Disabilists, you can come up with a
look at that
club.
That's awesome.
I have to warn you guys.
Blood on that one?
Yeah, I
nice.
had to keep it PG-13. I haven't posted it, so but I had to play a Chris.
Been beating up those baby seals, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? So, yeah, just a caution to anybody who gets these: be careful when you drop them. Wear shoes, steel toes, because they're gonna smash it. They're gonna smash it.
I can account for that. They are very heavy.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So let's start this one out. I'm going to put this one up as our hashtag is going to be detour. I'm going to put it up. I'm not going to put the hashtag, but this is what it is with a hashtag.
Hey, and
detour.
Yes. Before anyone enters, keep in mind though, these are giveaways that we want to make sure that people are in the continental U.S. are going to win these, unless you think you want to help, pitch in and pay for some shipping. But unfortunately, with the way things are right now, we got to limit it to that. So
So if you want to, that's up to you, Steph, because you're shipping them out. If you're international, if you want to help pay for the shipping,
if international, they'll get one anyway. Let's do this.
All right. Okay. All right. You got it. It's worldwide. We're open to the world. Let's do it. Let me unbiggin you since we're. How you doing, Nate? Did you figure that out? Is it working?
I think so. Shall I try?
So we can keep going. We'll let this run for. I'm going to let this run for like 10 minutes. We're going to talk about this piece, the deluxe Legion Builder piece that Nate worked on. Hopefully, it's got to be up somewhere, but I can't. I thought I had it queued up because I specifically wanted to talk to you about the technique and the look of this. You get this watercolor look. Is that a specific brush? Are you going for that? Like just the way some of the clouds blend, and then you've got like this spray of like water or snow or whatever, this it's just so cool, man. It just looks incredible. Like it looks, listen, I work on a computer. I know you can do this kind of stuff. It's still incredible. It looks so real. Like it's real watercolor. It's amazing. I just love the technique that you use.
Yeah. And I will,
is it working or no?
It says try to check and uncheck and then try again. Ugh. And the hopeful thing is I actually see the screen I want to share.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's a problem with my Cintiq driver or whatever.
Oh, could be.
Or maybe
let me see if I can find it on the
interwebs.
Yeah.
I know I posted it on my design page. I know it's on my Instagram.
Is it on your Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to speak to those brushes while you're looking for that, I demoed this at Intern for a Day, and I'll probably demo similar things at future Interns for a Day. But I do have some brushes that, let me back up. When you talk about watercolory stuff, that's 100% intentional. That's kind of what I like to do, just because that's where my classic training was, like through school and college.
Okay.
I really gravitated toward watercolor stuff. I loved all the happy accidents. And so as I work digitally now, I try to build brushes that allow me to have some of those happy accidents.
Nice.
Essentially. One of the brushes that I show off during the intern for a day thing is I call it my Mythic Legion brush, because it's like in every Mythic Legion painting, and it kind of lends to the style that I've kind of created for Mythic Legions.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is also awesome, because it does have its own feel to it, which is really, really cool compared to the other work you do, which is really nice.
Yeah. You see a lot of it in here. And that's actually some of that other stuff that you pulled up that's a little more refined, or maybe classically, from classic painting stuff. I still try to study that kind of stuff as much as possible. I feel like, me personally, I don't get satisfaction in my art unless I'm learning something new. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So those things where I'm always trying to push a little further on things. And I hope people are starting to notice a little more of that, even in the packaging artwork. I try
for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then there's stuff that I can't talk about that if I did, Chris would kill me, that like I'm pushing for. Well, I mean, you all know about Figura Obscura.
Yep.
Wait, what?
And I would say that I am doing other pieces for that. I'm not going to fall in the same trap that Steve Busciotti tried to put Jeremy in, saying that there was a wave of figures or something. I just listened to their Legion cast today, but it was it's still, you're going to look at it and go, yeah, these are Nate Baertsch paintings, but I'm trying to push it even further with a lot of stuff, and it's driving Chris nuts because it takes me longer to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, the stuff you did with Krampus was, oh my God, it was amazing. That packaging was so cool.
If you like Krampus, you're really gonna love the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I love all this texture in here. All this seemingly random texture, which maybe if you're doing that, as a watercolor technique, like this.
Some of it is randomized. A lot of times, as I produce that, I'll literally let the brush kind of do its thing, but then I'll go in and I'll sculpt it or chop at it, or I'll create negative spaces, or I'll refine lines and stuff a little more. So it's never just on just brush stroke. I'm always monkeying with it.
Right. It's amazing. Yeah. Where is
where is that? It should be a
Deluxe Legion builder. And here's Alithia, which is got a lot of that as well. I mean, it's really cool that you've really given this its own look and feel. The Mythic Legion stuff as compared to other things. If you look at the Masters of the Universe work, it's just a different animal. The poster, this, even this, which is so cool.
Oh my God, so cool.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
So good.
So between Cosmic, Mythic, and Figura Obscura, they're all Nate's work, and they're all Legion's work.
Oh, here we go.
But they also have their own kind of vibe and look and feel to them.
Yeah, Cosmic we're working on still. The little bit that you've seen from me, I mean, that planet with the kind of orangey space, feathery stuff, that was something that was interesting. I produced that one in like literally an hour. Like it was something, I treated it more like a concept art piece, where I was just like, I'm just getting the shapes down and running with it. But Eric loved it like so much. He said it nailed exactly what he had in mind for Cosmic. And
cool.
And it's it's yet to be seen how much of my stuff will be of like rendering characters like I do here for Mythic. I'm sure that there will be spaces where I do flesh out a lot of characters in paintings and whatnot, but I think also for the packaging, I mean, we want to let somebody's photography really shine through a little bit, as well as the figure itself. I mean, that's one thing that is Eric and I are talking about things. It's like, we want to make sure that this packaging really shows off the figure. I mean, not to say that the Mythic Legion stuff doesn't show off the figure. I mean, the figures are in big open bubbles, and we give a lot of real estate for the figures themselves, because that's what you're buying. But
yeah, you really do. And I was going to ask how, like, difficult it is, like not so much with the regular figures because you've got a back and you've got the front that's the background of the character, but when you're wrapping the ogre figures, you know what I mean, and like I do have that up here, like right here. Just the planning of this has got to be, I mean, in addition to the composition that you're trying to put together, has got to be a real. Do you find this stuff to be more difficult, or is this actually easier that you have an endpoint or something that you can kind of start at and wrap around the side or something?
My process really is, anytime I take on a box now for Mythic or Cosmic or whatever, I have to have the die line from the factory so I know what the box is, because that's my canvas. And then at that point, I want to make sure that I drop in first all of the text elements, all of the logo elements, all of that stuff.
Right, because you've got a lot of stuff to deal with there in terms of copyright pieces, and the logo, obviously.
Yeah, all the bios and such. And then once I have that down, then I can really see what my canvas is. And then I try to move the composition in a way that will work as a box, you know, both with this ogre piece and same thing with the half giant box that we were just looking at. It's funny because when you look at them as just pieces of art, it kind of doesn't flow, or it doesn't have a lot of, I mean, there's balance in sections. Yeah. That's on purpose, because it's like you're looking at the back art now. So that is balanced. Right. Or if you're looking at a side panel and a side panel, it's like, yeah, those are balanced by themselves. But then as you move around it, yeah, it gets, I mean, it could be as simple as just saying, look, I'm just putting picture after picture and I'm just lining them up. But I also try to keep in mind, it's like I kind of still want it to look like a nice piece of artwork, even without all of the other stuff on top of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely stands on its own.
Yeah. And as a collector, I feel guilty sometimes when I hoard all these Mythic Legions and I have all this packaging, and I try to keep the back art because it's so immaculate, especially on the cusp of Alithia and Arethyr unraveling, and we get the new art. It's like, damn, I can't throw this out. This is a collector's item too. And I speak for a lot of the folks in the chat and just the typical Mythic Legions fan. There are a lot of folks that collect this stuff. I mean,
I'll often just cut up, some of the pieces of the box just to keep, nice pieces, full pieces like that.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and you got to think about. I remember I did catch you a little bit really quickly during intern for a day, and like something like this, you've got to take and overlay like almost multiple templates, right? Because I mean, you've got to have this work vertically in some surfaces, and then you've got to have it work horizontally. You've got to have it folded in certain places on some pieces. Like this has got to work for several different orientations. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Which speaks to why I keep certain things on layers. I try to be smart about that. Okay. Because knowing that I'm just going to have to move there are certain things I'm just going to have to move around and mess with.
Okay, so sometimes you do move things around for different orientations and stuff then.
Yep.
Depending on gotcha. Yep. Smart.
Yeah, because the Arethyr in this looks like the Arethyr that was on fire standing on the rock. It just looks its exact position. It's just the lighting's different, the shading, and right. Yeah.
Yeah. And total cheat here, but it was. I mean, I didn't reinvent the wheel. I took the previous Arethyr painting, I pulled him into this painting, and then I made specific lighting changes and only really re-rendered
coming from behind and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
The highlights.
Yeah. And the flame, obviously, the flame on its head would probably be moving. It wouldn't be exactly the same as what was on the Arethyr. So, I mean, stuff like that it's kind of a no-duh. I try to catch that stuff and fix it.
Sure.
Despite it being popular, it's still, you still can blend all of the images in one shot, which is a testament to your mastery of the light and blending. A completely flaming shot can fit into a dark moonlit portrait, and that's incredible. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, and what's going to be fun is watching, even in the Poxus packaging, how Poxus will be front and center, totally rendered out, but you'll still see Ilithia and Arethyr mostly rendered, and then only Necronominus will be in shadow, kind of a thing. And then And then Trevor and I have plans, I think. I'm pretty sure we still have plans for the whole Necronominus when all 4 of them are all fully displayed. We want to do something really special for that.
For sure.
And that's something that Trevor and I will likely work really closely together on.
Yeah, cool. I can't wait for that. Cannot wait for that.
When you guys do that, I'll have you both back on my show here. That'll be awesome.
Thanks, Nate.
Right on. Just let me know.
And then there's stuff, and then there's this, which is, to me, just a completely different look and feel.
Insane. Gosh,
you know what I mean? Like it just fits
it fits
the tone of the show. It's got a more of a comic book cartoon feel, more refined lines, obviously, those inked lines and things like that, but it's just still all the composition and the layers and the blending is just, that's the doing compilations compositions like this with what do you call it, a collage. It's difficult, man. I know. I've tried to do it. It's tricky.
This thing taxed my computer like nobody's business.
I bet
it was huge because I intentionally kept, I think for every character there was the line art layer, the color layers, and then effects layers for every character.
Wow,
unbelievable!
It got huge, and it's not a small piece. Like the final artwork for that's a movie poster size poster.
Yeah, you've got to make this huge, big enough for whatever reasons they want to use it. Yeah,
I want to say, I think the final file size was like 3.3 gigs.
Wow.
It was nuts.
So Nate, from conceptual initial sketches to this final piece, how long are you spending on something like that?
I can't even remember with that one. It was months.
Yeah.
It was absolutely months. The initial concepts came pretty quick. Like, again, to just jot down the idea or to capture kind of what you're thinking is relatively quick to do. There are minimal changes back and forth with the art directors or other people that have stakes in what they want to have and that kind of a thing. But usually you keep things rough and fast so that you can accommodate all those changes. And then when it comes to go time on that stuff, that thing took forever. And with that piece in particular, there's so much that you don't see that was actually fully rendered. Like every cliff layer is fully rendered rock everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the background, like the sky and stuff, like Grayskull is sitting on its own layer, and behind that is an entire landscape painting of sky and mountains and whatnot that's way behind it.
Yeah.
I do that on purpose. Just part of it is a little bit of a service to the company I'm working for. It's like, look, there's art in here that if you ever need it for anything, if you want to use just the sky as a background, if you want those cliffs,
right.
If that's you want other characters, or if you need to move everything around.
Or they ask you to do it for something else, right? You just know that's going to come up. It's like, hey, could you take that part, just pull it out and use it for and do another thing? It's like, yeah, I can now.
I can.
So Nate, if you're working on a piece, like you said, several months on this, obviously that's not the only thing you're doing, right? So you said you'll be waiting for feedback from clients or art directors, right? So you're flipping on to another piece and another style. How hard is it to juggle all these different styles to go back and forth?
It's exceptionally hard. What's up, Brick? Brick something. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It's very hard.
I'll be right back. Keep going.
I have to be careful with that because burnout is a very real thing with artists.
Yes.
It's very real, and I've teetered that line, and I think I've actually crossed over and have been burnt out, even recently. And it's one of those things where you have to just take
Chris.
It's not just Chris. My problem is I take on too much. Like I want to please everybody. You know what I mean? I'm
sure. As an artist, I'm sure. Yeah.
You don't want to suck.
Right.
It's like you want to make everybody happy because they're your clients. They're putting checks in your account, kind of a thing. And so you want to make them happy, but at the same time, you're only one person, and you can only do so much in a day. So currently, I have on my plate, I have numerous paintings on my plate, but what I'm physically working on right now, I'm only working on 2 pieces right now. One is a Horseman piece, and one is a piece that shall not be named.
You're finding it a little because maybe you've learned the hard way, easier to say no?
Yes, you have to. I have to say no to stuff.
And so when you feel or find yourself that you have gotten burned out, what do you do to rest and rejuvenate and come back?
Well, actually today's the 1st of August. Today marks the year anniversary of me going full-time freelance. So 1 year ago yesterday, I was working at Imagine Learning, and that was my last day of work there. It was a 15-year thing. And I said, it's been a fun ride. Thanks for the good times. And it's time for me to just see if I can do this on my own. And so I've been trying to do that. And when you're working for yourself, what burned me out was I was not taking Saturdays. So I already, everybody normal weekend, right? They have their Saturday and their Sunday, and they have 5 work days, and that's pretty normal pace. And my life wasn't that way. I wasn't taking those days. And so I've learned that I have to take Saturdays. I just have to, period. End of story. No matter how precious that deadline is, no matter how many slaps I get from Chris, I have to take a Saturday. And then also to more specifically answer your question about what I do to recharge, time with family is huge. But also I like to get out in nature. I live in Utah. And it is like, I can take a picture right now of the mountain in my backyard, and I recognize that not everybody in the country has that.
Yeah.
And it's I was raised riding horses. I was raised with animals, and
I was going to ask you about that. You are actually a horseman.
Yes.
You work for the horsemen. You are a horseman. You have driven cattle. You've saved small villages from marauders and things like that on horseback, right?
Maybe not that far, but yeah.
Did you have any influence on Ballius? Did you work with them on? Yeah, okay.
Both my mother and I did, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. Both my mother and I. So Eric was in the middle of sculpting it, and he was working on accessories. He pretty much had the horse sculpted. And then he knowing that I grew up with horses and know how to deal. Like I know how to saddle a horse. I know that's not a horse necklace. That's a breast collar. It's not a horse belt under its belly. That's a cinch, that kind of a thing. Stirrups, there's all that stuff. I know all the terminology and all that kind of a thing, because my mom raised me on the back of a horse. And to even to speak again to what Nate's talking about as far as recharging, it's like, if I can just get on a horse and go for a while, that is super recharging for me.
You're still riding, man, a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot. It's whenever I can get down to my mom's and whenever we can find time to saddle up a horse and go. So anymore as an adult, it's once, maybe twice a year at best.
Okay. Yeah.
I would love it to be a lot more. I would love it to be way more, but
an amazing animal, that's for sure. And a follow-up question: do you know the Dutton family then?
Do I know I know of them. I want to say I know of I've heard that name.
Well, it's a Yellowstone reference. I'm not sure if you're a fan of the show Yellowstone. So.
Yellowstone. Okay, another funny side note. Who's the actor? He's like my dad's best friend. Like my biological dad lives down in Arizona, near Camp Verde, Arizona.
Oh, no kidding.
His name. He's a legitimate cowboy, though. He is 100 a legitimate cowboy. I gotta find him. Not Michael Landon. It's not Michael Landon.
From the show?
Wait,
is it
from wait a minute, isn't that what's his name? Kevin Costner? No?
Kevin Costner's in Yellowstone?
Isn't he? He's the main Dutton guy, but I think I might know who you're talking about. The real legit cowboy guy, the older guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's older.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and my dad go way back. They're buddies.
Oh my, that's crazy.
They're buddies. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
I've never met him. If I've met him, it's only been in passing, but I've
interesting.
Taylor Sheridan, is that what
that's him.
Taylor Sheridan. Oh, well, he's the producer, writer, and he acts in it too.
No, hang on. That's not him. Hang on.
Chris says your mom got her work done on time.
Yeah, my mom did. He's right. My mom's
While you're looking that up, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this giveaway. This first giveaway.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do a total tangent here.
All right. So everybody who's in with the detour hashtag, you are going to. Okay, we're still going. You're gonna get this helmet, and you're gonna get these two awesome.
Don't drop them on your toe.
You're gonna get two
weapons.
You're gonna get two, and you're gonna get the mini version as well. So,
nice. So you get the 12-inch version and the 6-inch version. Sweet.
That's awesome.
All right,
Steph, you've always been such an awesome, generous fella.
For sure.
So super cool, man.
Thank you.
Corey
so
Smith.
Corey Smith. That's who I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he plays Lloyd.
Yeah, he plays Lloyd. He's my dad's buddy. They go.
No kidding. That's so cool. I love it. He's a great dude.
We're cutting it off at 48.
All right.
We're gonna draw this thing right now, and here we go.
Spin it.
Club roll, please.
So many friends in here. Look at all those.
Seraphim Sepia.
Seraphim Sepia. That's a cool name.
Yes.
That I'd love to see Travis Bowles try and pronounce.
It's kind of in a sepia tone too. This color here, the winner.
Right.
All right. So
congrats.
Seraphim, you can hit me up or hit Steph up on Instagram or Facebook. Steph, what's better for you? Instagram?
Either or. I'm good with either. And if you don't, I'm gonna come find you. I'm gonna hit you with stuff.
Is the Seraphim still here? Say something if you are.
Must be present to win. No,
say something.
No, you don't have to be present to win, but we didn't say that. But I just want to make sure he's here. There he is. Okay,
there
cool.
He is. Right on.
Yeah.
All right, man. So just contact one of us, and we'll get in touch with the other, or Steph will take care of it if you contact him. So.
Got you back.
Thank you, Steph, and congrats.
Very, very cool. All right, that's one. That's one of two giveaways. We've got another great giveaway, which I will pull up pretty soon because we're kind of about 11 o'clock here, so I don't want to. So let's just put this. Oh, what am I doing here? What happened? Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, so we are going to do another drawing. We'll just get this started with the hashtag, and then we'll get back to talking with Nate. Let's do hashtag PowerCon.
Ooh, PowerCon.
Okay, so hashtag PowerCon. Nate will be at PowerCon. Steph, you going to PowerCon?
I wanted to go, but after I was at ChrisCon yesterday,
I was going to talk to you and hope you were going to drive, and I was going to hitch a ride.
Thinking about it, man. But you know what?
Split the time.
If you can help me convince Melissa, let's hop in. Let's get out of here, man.
I don't think
Good luck with that.
I don't think I can go. But next year, I'm totally going.
Without a doubt, we're gonna make it an event. It's gonna be.
So Nate will be there. The 4 Horsemen will be there. My wife is gonna kill me. Guys will be there. 4 Horsemen have like a breakout session, and they're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff. And Nate will be there with his prints.
Right
signing
next to the Horseman's booth, actually.
Yep, there you go. So you can buy your figures with Nate's artwork on it and go.
I actually won't be with them. I'll be next to them in my own booth. Yeah.
Adjacent.
Yes.
And so Nate, these prints they're exclusive to PowerCon, and have they been revealed yet?
I've got them. I've got a few of them on.
Let's take a look. I've got them right here. I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Actually, that's right. I gave them all to Trevor.
Okay. So here we go. These are
look at that.
So sick, right?
So it's all,
Oh,
sick.
It's all in that new Eternia, and to clarify,
Beast Man and Beast Woman.
Yeah, there's Beast Woman, the famous Beast Woman. So these are done for the new Eternia, the Masters of the Universe Revelation show.
Okay.
I only did the what is it?
You did the right. So these are for the new line.
That's for the new line. Yep.
Cool.
And then they had me do that nice Frazetta homage piece for the 40th anniversary of He-Man. That will be there. That one.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is awesome.
That's amazing.
It's just like classic. I was 6 years old all over again painting this thing.
That is totally Frazetta.
That's excellent.
That's so cool. So
Stephen Bisciotti needs that on the side of his minivan.
Yeah.
Sure.
That'd be awesome.
Do you know which one? Or are you going to let them pick, or what's the deal?
I will let them pick. This
Okay.
print run in particular is very limited.
Okay. This one
it's
here,
very limited.
or all of them?
All of them
Okay.
are. All
Okay.
of them are.
All
Now
right.
there is one Mythic Legion piece. I didn't see it in here, but it is the Deluxe Legion Builder box.
Oh, okay. No, I don't have it in here. Why do I not have it in here?
So that will be
very eluding tonight. That Deluxe Legion Builder
It
box,
is
for some reason.
It's being a stinker.
I wanted to talk about it, and I thought I had it in here, but I guess I didn't.
Maybe I didn't.
Let me see. Let me see it. Maybe I do have it in this other slide. Because I've got some things that I wanted to talk about here.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks,
Joe. There it is in the box. So there it is actually on the box.
Joe speaks some truth there. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't doing this, honestly. And I think all of us are kind of that way. Anyway, I don't know what else I would even do.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about this too. Oh, Curtis with another super chat, brother. You're too much. Does Nate do any Mythic Legions customizing?
Yes, sir.
Or otherwise?
So
you've had some of your stuff up on Instagram, I think, right?
Yeah, I've posted some of it here and there. I've got my. Hang on, let me grab them.
I love this.
Steve says he'll buy a van for that.
I see that.
I'm constantly evolving both my Adamon and Keltis, like constantly. And so I've posted these guys before. This was Matt O'Toole head.
Okay.
So this is what my Adamon is.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Wow.
And this shoulder is going to swap out as soon as we have the Deluxe Legion builders, because I really love the skull on the Gladiator.
Yeah, that looks nice.
That's going to just be appropriate for He-Man.
I love the cape on that.
I'm gonna
have that head.
That's
looks
a good
fantastic.
head too. Yeah.
I'm assuming you painted that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've painted and customized my whole life.
That's
a quick story. There is
awesome.
In 1983, I finally got Castle Grayskull, and at Christmas, my uncle and I are putting it together, and immediately the trap door breaks, like immediately. And it sucked because it was like that was my favorite thing about that playset. It was broken. So what that taught me as a kid was like, well, screw it.
Damn you, Santa!
I'll figure out how to fix it. Yeah. So I just said, screw it. I'll figure out how to fix it. And then there's also here my Keltis. It's got a custom cape. Who I bought this from.
Let's see.
This cape was from a.
Is this Max Bird? Is that a Max Bird cape?
It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought it early on in the line, and then as soon as those
the feet. Oh yeah. Look at that.
We made sure to paint up a set.
That's
actually
great.
Jeremy Gerard. Shout out to him. He said, "Dude, I have an extra pair of hands. I'll send them to you." I was like, "What do I owe you, friend?" He's like, "Nothing." He just sent them.
Nice.
That's rad.
Superstar that he is, and
that's a great Skeletor, man. I really like that. I really like the hood on it. I might have to steal that too.
Yeah, definitely steal anything you want of this.
That's cool.
I think he's about there. I mean, if there were ever another shoulder cauldron that came out that was more tangy or spiky kind of a thing, I might replace those eventually. But
you know, what's cool too is the new belts we're getting. Obviously, you know, we're all talking about. It'd be so cool. I think Trevor, weren't you just talking about this on Dorklayer about it'd be cool to get a belt pack or something someday? But it's replacing the ones that we've been getting.
Yeah.
And obviously this has been going on for a while, but you can do the crisscross across the chest. That's such a neat thing to do with those, as opposed to just putting them around the waist, you know. So there's still plenty of use for stuff like that.
So I want to answer Brick's question on this head. This head, like I said, I'm pretty sure I got it from Matt O'Toole, Zombie Hama. He's sometimes called, and this it's a resin cast. I'm pretty sure what he did, and if you look closely, that is Atlas.
What did he do? Just shave off the?
He shaved off the beard. He shaved,
and reformed the face.
Reformed the face, resculpted the face, and I'm pretty sure that this is a.
So that's is that one of a kind?
I mean, it's a one-off cast, but he had a he did make
he recast it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a recast. It's not a
very cool
one of a kind because I painted it, I guess.
Wow.
But yeah,
I did kind of want to talk about Blue Hagnon. That's kind of where I was going in that direction.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
right there in that Deluxe Legions builder box.
You know, he's up there, and it's like here he is. So
right. Up in the tower.
Where he at?
He's up in the tower, but
where's my blue Hagnon?
There will be myriads of blue Hagnons. They're probably already done because they're probably already being boxed up and ready to ship. But
where are they?
The holes cut out of the half giant box.
Mm-hmm.
That there's a blue Hagnon in that blade of lightning that's shooting down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
And that gets cut out. Like anybody that gets the box will not have that piece because it gets cut out at the factory. And so they're probably all over in the floor and in the garbage at
Are you kidding me? Was that on purpose?
Yeah, it's a thing I'm kind of doing recently that's just kind of fun.
So you just put that in as a tease, knowing that it was going to be cut out of the packaging.
Yeah, kind of. I'm kind of a tool like
Nate.
that. I'm a jerk.
Colin is weeping.
See, I told
you
he was a jerk.
Great having you on, Nate. Thanks.
There's another piece that it's quite large and could be really cool as a backdrop to something, but it totally gets cut out and thrown on the
send it over
later.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is I have the art. I can do prints.
Of course.
It can show up there in the print. So I mean, part of it is, I'm maybe self-serving a little bit in that I can make this piece of art work as a print by painting through that scene.
Right.
So,
all right, let's do a giveaway here. Let's get this.
All right.
Print. All right, we got 42 entries. We got 67 people in here right now. Like, if you want a chance at this, are you willing to send international if they help you out? Nate?
Sure.
Or okay.
I would say international buyers have to realize it has to go farther, and I'll package it up as nicely as I can.
Okay. All right. You might just have to put a little in there. And it also, these are exclusive to PowerCon, so they're not going to be available. They've been shipped, or they're shipping to PowerCon. So Nate's not going to be able to ship this out until probably next week at some point. So don't expect it right off the bat, but you will get it. All right. I'm going to give everybody like 15 more seconds to get yours in. 46 people.
Come on, let's get to 50.
10.
Hashtags go.
9. 8. 6.
Hey, we got one more.
4. 2.
1.
All right.
1.
We're done.
Damn.
That's it.
47.
Ready? Here we go.
All right.
47 people. Boom.
Go.
With straight poops in there.
I know.
I saw that. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So we had 46.
And Steve.
I thought he was going to get it for a
I
second.
did
too.
That would've been
You
hilarious.
totally did.
Yeah.
Just got robbed. Yeah.
Savage
Viking. I like it.
Congratulations.
I am
A
very
Viking.
happy
Perfect.
to
Right? A man
send
after
this
his
out.
own heart. There you go.
Right. That's perfect. That's very
Happy to
apropos.
All right. So Savage Viking, you can contact me. I'll get your information to Nate. Nate's going to be busy doing all his PowerCon stuff. So
Awesome. He says. Cool.
So just DM me on Instagram or Facebook. Probably Instagram is probably the best thing to do. So if you're on Instagram, if not, Facebook's fine too. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you again, Nate. Thank you, both of you guys. Man, that was really nice.
Super
of you
generous.
to, put that stuff out. It's great, like that we can do this kind of stuff. And like I said, the super chats and everything go to nothing but just making the show better and giving stuff away. So
right on.
Very cool. All right, a couple more things for you, Nate, and then we're going to. You probably can't say this. Are you working on Cosmic Legion stuff? Okay, you are. Okay, I can't wait to see that.
I know.
I can't wait to see that. I'm going to guess, and again, this is no inside information, but like, let's see if we're going to get Q4, probably more like Q1 2023 for that stuff. I imagine we're probably going to see something around Legions Con for that.
It's going to happen fast.
I would hope we'll see stuff.
Yeah, a G-Con or...
I don't know when the guys decide to reveal the art. Like, they're sitting on some art that I've had done.
Okay.
But
all right. Yeah.
But not cosmic stuff. I'm talking other things.
Oh, okay. All right.
And, but no, I know Chris is in here and he's like, don't you say anything, Nate.
Shut up.
not going to divulge anything, but it is very hot on the schedule for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure.
We have
I'm
so
sure
much
we know
stuff
that.
coming up. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how psyched are you to have that giant, half giant stuff come out, Nate? I can't wait to get it personally. I mean, for you, that's just got to be such
that
a
wave
thrill.
in particular is very near and dear to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Awesome.
The ogre, the half giant accessory pack. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing I want to tell you. So, let me pull that up really quick. So you helped design this, and let me see. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, this is amazing. So you designed the sheet. You designed everything, really. This must have been fun. And are you looking forward to, hoping to do more of this, or actually maybe, like, I don't know, full figure design for either
100%
Horsemen or someone else? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. 100%. Cool. All of the above.
Yeah.
I would say mostly for the Horsemen. I mean,
sure.
This is not a secret to anyone by now. I mean, they are the best people to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So anything I do with them it's always fun. There's never a lame job with these guys. You know what I mean? Like even with Masters of the Universe and Mattel, I love doing their stuff. But I recently did a box art piece that I was like, yeah, I'm not really into this line, but I'm grateful for the paycheck, and I'll do it anyway, and I will still give it the respect it deserves, and I will still, treat it professionally like a good job.
Sure.
But it's like, yeah, I just need to get through this one.
But
I've never ever had that feeling with any of the Horseman jobs ever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Same. Yeah. It's just fun stuff, and even when the deadlines are crazy, which they usually are.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about Swig, Nate. So obviously he was sort of revealed in your artwork prior to us seeing him.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of fun, right? Look at the smile.
It's awesome. He's there's Swig, and there's that other one.
Right.
Yeah. And if you look throughout, there aren't a lot of things that have yet to be revealed in figure form, but there are still a few. There's still a troll on the troll box that I've seen sculpts for, that I know exist at least in Eric's computer, but has never seen the light of day in plastic or in resin. At least I don't know if it's seen the light of day in plastic. So these heads come about every once in a while. I don't do it with every box, but every once in a while on bigger boxes like this that showcase a lot of things, Eric graciously allows me to do a little teaser here and there.
Okay.
And I thank him immensely, just because it's so fun to be able, I guess I get to be the guy that says, hey, look, this is something that might be coming. May or may not make it, who knows, but
yeah.
So look for this guy soon.
And Nate, I gotta say, as a fan, your artwork has become the treasure map that all Legions collectors kind of figure out what's coming out next.
Yeah.
You see on the Cabal, they'll post a picture like, all right, this is the box art. Let's see what figures might possibly reveal for the next All-Stars or the next wave. So
right.
Yeah. And I think the guys enjoy that. I think it's like, you know what?
Oh yeah, we love it. Absolutely.
And believe me, of all the bones they could throw, what I get is just a small sampling. Like, in all honesty, there's stuff in that studio that, man, yeah, it's awesome.
Have you ever put a piece that's just come from your imagination in the art as maybe a background character that has inspired something that then Eric turns into an actual character?
Well, the big one, the big one.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. If you look at the card that has been with us from the beginning,
right?
That dragon. I mean, when we look at that card art, that dragon, the way that came about, I've told the story before, so here's the super fast version. I was painting just an exploding explosion where the figure would be, and as I was painting up the rough version of the smoke that was trailing up, it sort of started. It kind of subconsciously became a dragon head. point blank. And I remember messaging the guys. I'm like, should I just run with it? It fits. And they were like, yeah, go for it. So that dragon, yeah, there it is. That dragon head is 100% out of my brain.
Right.
The genie guy, the Jinn over there is loosely based off of Azar,
but not quite. Yeah.
But it's not quite. But it was one of those where I was literally painting this as the original Kickstarter was running.
Right.
So when Eric revealed those demons, I was just like, that's amazing. That has to be on the card somewhere. So I just threw it in, kind of a thing. But the dragon,
this guy too. I'd like to see this guy.
Like I fully expect, yeah, and there's that other demon that's in there that's coming out of the fire.
Right.
I don't know necessarily if Eric will. He and I have talked about the dragon, and he's not going to be tied to this design.
Right.
And I don't know that we need him to be tied to this design. I think all of us want him to do his own thing.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Are there elements of that may show up? Who knows? You know, it's a big what if, and who knows. But,
yeah, that's awesome though.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, really back to the accessory pack. I mean, that's absolutely, that came about simply with a phone conversation with Eric right as COVID was beginning to break out in early 2020. The ogres had just hit, and they were well received, super popular. Oh, you got to get to bed. See you, Scott.
Later, Scotty.
Thank you, Scott. Hey, man, I appreciate it very much. That's awesome.
Thank you, Scott.
Good night. Cool. Thanks for staying this long. We are running a little bit late, but we're having fun here. So yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
Right about that. But yeah, he just said basically to Steph's point. I mean, the ogres need more weapons, and the guys knew that. So it started out. Eric just said, "Hey, why don't you let's design up a few new weapons," kind of a thing. And I had done a handful of concepts, and I posted a lot of those concepts. Or at least all the concepts that went into making this the half giant piece. Yeah. It would be, you could say that there are other concepts that have yet to be seen. Gotcha. And I'll just leave it at that. But regardless, having sketched those out, and then I literally handed the sketches into Eric. Eric just sculpted pretty much exactly what I drew. He put his touches on it, and boom, it's one of the coolest big giant Viking ogre half giant things.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so much,
so massive.
I can't wait to get it. Yeah,
it's so massive.
And I gotta say that there's something that must be said about the way you and Eric kind of work in parallel. Two different art forms kind of have this synergy. You guys work off of each other and feed off of each other, and it's incredible because most times the two art forms typically clash, and you guys have mastered this correlation. It's just incredible, man. So good.
For sure.
Yes. Well said, Steph.
Yeah. I freaking love this piece.
We try not to suck.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this piece, and this brings up we'll try to make this the final question.
Cool.
Is there a subject? I know you love Star Wars. You're a big Star Wars fan as well. Is there a subject you haven't tackled in the sci-fi fantasy world or otherwise that you'd love to do? Or are there other subjects or styles that you want to try? Do you want to, I mean, we've talked about, some of the stuff that the portraiture has been a little out of the fantasy style, although it's got, elements of fantasy in it. Is there anything like, I don't know, Baroque? You know what I mean? If you ever wanted to try anything like completely like the old masters, I mean, you've tackled Frank Frazetta, obviously, in the fantasy, but even, is there a subject in fantasy that you'd like to, I mean, I'm sure everybody'd love to do some like official Star Wars work. But yeah, I don't know. Is there a dream thing?
Yeah, dream gig. Yeah.
Dream gig for me. It's really weird because I have had the opportunity to work on so many things that I grew up with and wanted to work on, from Masters of the Universe to Ninja Turtles to Thundercats. Right. I'll be honest. I have a big love for like Voltron, huge robots.
Oh wow.
Stuff.
Okay.
Not deeply into Gundam kind of stuff.
Right.
nor would I say super deep into the Voltron stuff, but definitely like some Transformer stuff.
Superficially into giant robot.
I mean, I'm a child of the 80s, and so as deep as the cartoons were that I watched, that's about as deep as my interest goes. But it's still important. Like I look at my shelf of the things that I have up there, and I have Lord of the Rings Legos, I have Mythic Legions, I have some Hot Toys for Star Wars, I have actual prop lightsaber kind of stuff. I've got Christopher Reeve from Mezco, and then I've got underneath that a bunch of Glio stuff and a bunch of Transformers.
Okay.
But I will say this: I do not like drawing like mechanical stuff.
Oh, I was just gonna say I would love to see you do some Transformer stuff, man.
I think at some point, actually, there is an artist. I forget his name, but he's actually kind of he does Gundam stuff, but he does it in oil paints.
Oh, wow.
It's gorgeous. It's very reminiscent of Sid Mead. Are you familiar with Sid Mead's work?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, good night, Curtis.
No, Chris. He said Chris went to bed. It's time for secrets.
Well, Chris went to bed. So it's time for secrets. Right. Okay. So no.
Dragon confirmed.
Dragon. Can't say anything. I can't even confirm it. That's the dragon is an honest one. I don't know when that's happening. I mean, the guys talk about it all the time, and yes, there have been conversations, but that's not a secret to anybody. Everybody knows what we're talking about.
We know it's coming down the line.
I would dragon in every painting, or at least every Mythic Legion painting. I put something dragonish now.
That's true. Flying in the background. Yeah.
But
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say quickly to answer that question. There is. I have a hope. So Jeremy Gerard has talked about that book for the Mythic Legions lore.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm not going to just assume that I'm a part of the artwork chores for that, but I'm hoping that I am.
Better be.
Same.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, if you're not,
I never
we're gonna have words with Jeremy.
Right. I never take any of this for granted. So I'm always, for every job, I'm like, I even propose stuff all the time. It's like, I should do this kind of a thing. And the guys are always like, yeah, you should do that. And then it happens, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's true. That is how it works most of the time. Like, hey, let's do videos for these things. Yeah, sure. Oh, we got
oh, at least it's not the not the go home or get out of here naked.
Yeah, go home naked.
Go. But finally, to answer that question, I would like to do some more. So much of the Mythic Legion art that you've seen me do is driven largely within that style that has been established, and it follows the toys very closely. I would love to take it to another step, and possibly even in that storybook setting of sitting down and making some of this look like classical painting kind of stuff.
Yes.
Like just amp up the level, maybe even change the style slightly enough to just, if they'll give me the time, and if I can make that time work on a schedule. Absolutely. But to actually do some really nice portraiture of a lot of the characters, do some, but also even play with. I don't know if Melissa's still watching. I know she does sometimes watch the shows. She was at Intern for a day. She watched my demo on the Deluxe Legion Builder box, and one thing that she said stuck out to me. And then it was later followed up by George Gaspar at the studio, of just like how much they actually like my really rough stuff. Like the stuff.
Same. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, and in my mind, I look at it, it's like, no, that's a horrible unfinished thing. All that is just me vomiting on a canvas some ideas. But the rawness of it, I think, is so appealing and charming, and leaves a lot more to the imagination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of that.
A lot of the character studies, like I mean, as a kid, I remember just collecting the old Star Wars books that you'd see all the renditions of Yoda or something. I just was so fascinated by that stuff. So I would love to see more of that. Absolutely.
Yeah, to do a lot of just vignette, and I think the storybook would be a great place to feature a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love. I mean, I know this is like a thumbnail, but I love the rough sketches, man.
Same.
For just about any artist, I love to see the behind the scenes work like this. Oh my god, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Because you're seeing just their I mean, it's very raw.
It's just raw movement. I mean, I just love it. It's almost, it doesn't lose anything when it's refined. It's just, there's just something about the potential of this that I think I like. Is I don't know, maybe it's an artist thing. I'm not really sure, but I love this stuff.
It is a neat peek behind the curtain and to be a privy to the process. I guess it's so cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I would love to see you do. It's a weird out there, but I would love to see you do. Did you ever watch Gotcha Man or Battle of the Planets?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to see you do something with that.
One of my first memories of cartoons, my first memories of watching cartoons was Gotcha Man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
used to have to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to
spot
see it. It was on that early for some reason on Pix 106 or something, or whatever the hell it was, Pix Channel 6. I love that, man. That would be cool. I would love to see you do that.
I did a redesign, not of Gotcha Man, but it was interesting. There was a property. I'm going to be vague about it because I don't think I can talk about it.
Oh, okay.
But we did do with the Horsemen. We did some concepts of stuff that I never got into at all as a kid. In fact, I had kind of grown up and out of it. So I mean,
okay.
When we got into
was that well, I won't.
We'll say early
nail
90s.
you on it, but was it? Do you have the work up here?
No, I don't have to look up anymore.
Oh, okay. You're not talking about Power Lords.
No,
Okay.
not Power Lords.
Oh, okay.
No, Power Lords is awesome. I love working on Power Lords. Okay. This was a property that I never had any attachment to. I never cared for. It was never my thing.
Gotcha.
And CB and I worked together on it, and it was so much fun doing that. So and coming up with fresh new designs, and then the other side of it was, I mean, CB and Eric both had this kind of theme in mind of where to take the redesigns. Yeah. It was a really fun project, and I just loved how those turned out. I would love to do something like that with Gotcha Man. I think something like that would be just really cool. It's like, let's look at what they were, let's honor what they are, and then let's bring it up to today and see what we can do.
I love that. That's even when I'm doing stuff when it's like a property, like I'm not into turtles, but like I did get some turtles that I love the design of. They were the Batman and Robin and the Turtles set. I think Paul Harding designed, and just really cool design. Not great figures, but they were really cool designs. And I did some shots with them, and it didn't work out, but it was fun, man. Like it's just something that I don't really care for, but like you're like, hey, let's I'm gonna take this and do my own thing with it. It's gonna be fun. So that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
But Gotcha Man would really be fun because, like I said, I mean, I have vivid memories of that being
me too, man.
The first cartoon that I remember watching and just being in awe of, like, what is even happening here? This
Exactly. Especially when you came into it and you didn't even know what the hell was going on with the show, because it was kind of a continuous story throughout the thing. Sometimes it was great. Very cool. Listen, guys, it's 11:20. We've been going a while. I really appreciate you, Nate, coming on tonight. Again, last minute, my fault, but I've been wanting to get you on here for a long time, and it was totally worth it. And we will do it again. Thank you. Really appreciate it, man. This has been a great discussion.
Awesome.
Thank you, Steph, guys, for having me.
Yeah. Steph, thank you for stepping in, co-host, and we're going to get you on down the line when you've got some more to talk about.
Ooh, no.
And then
so good.
Nate can pull out his Viking axe, and you guys can virtually fight.
I've
got it.
Axe.
Did you really? Oh, sweet. Here we go. This is how we're closing out the show, guys.
Yeah.
Hit that like, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell. Go. Let's go. Ah! We will see you. We will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the super chats.
Later, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. Have fun at PowerCon if you're going, and we'll see you next time.